Hi Vinyl Community. Today's video is a response to a thread, and the thread comes from a friend of mine. It's Martin, and his channel is Vinyl Scavenger. And Martin was pushing to 500 subs, and he's had quite a good response to this thread already. And I see he's up to around 550 now, I think. So, he's doing really well. So well done, Martin. And I don't really I don't really do a lot of threads. I think that sometimes there are too many of them, and to me, it just involves you get a load of records out, and then you put a load of records back again, and what have you achieved? You've responded to a thread, you've answered some inane question. So, as I say, this is an exception because I wanted to support Martin, and that's the main thing. It's supporting your mates in the vinyl community. So anyway, this thread is called Red or Dead, and I've got a load of albums here. As you can see, they've all got red spines to them, and that's the first part of this thread. And it's to show some albums that have got red spines. So here we go. So here's a selection for you. So first off, this is Mogwai Young Team, Scottish sort of shoegazy, doom-laden, very loud band, and I absolutely love them. I've seen them a couple of times live, and they're absolutely fantastic. But bring your earplugs when you go because they are exceptionally loud. So that's the first one. That's Mogwai and Young Team. Second off is a sort of post-punky band from Australia, and the band is called Terry, and the album is called Call Me Terry. And it's got great tracks on here like Gold Duck. What else we got? Grunks, Excuses, Golden Head, Days, and it's really quite fun sort of post-punky stuff. So yeah, that's Terry from Australia, and their album Call Me Terry. Right, next off, it's a British French collaboration, and it's the mighty Stereolab, and this is their album Emperor Tomato Ketchup, which is one of my favourites of theirs. The singer, French singer Laetitia Sadier is absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love Stereolab, and as I say, I love this album as well. So that's that. A bit more French stuff, and this is the sort of garagey, psyche duo from France, the Limonades. They're a married couple, and this is their album called Shadow People, and they have a special guest on this album, which is Anton Newcombe. Anton Newcombe, of course, from Brian Jonestown Massacre. And this is an absolutely fantastic album. As I say, it's a bit garagey, a bit psyche, and it's absolutely lovely. Right, a bit of Norwegian sort of pop folk now, and this is the Kings of Convenience. And there you go. And this is their album called Versus. I'll show you the inside. Oh, I'll show you the inside, but look at that. Not very exciting, is it? You'd think if you do a gatefold, you'd put something a bit more exciting on the bit in the middle. But there you go. But as I say, they're Norwegian sort of pop sort of folk band, and they're really nice. Sort of really nice sort of easy listening. Music that you can really relax to. So that's Kings of Convenience. Right, next off, it's an EP, but I was on a live stream last night, and we happened to be talking about these guys a little bit, and it's a fantastic half man, half biscuit, and this is the Trumpton Riots EP, and there's the band there, and tracks on here are the Trumpton Riots, and there's Architecture, Morality, Ted and Alice, 1966 and all that, and Albert Hammond's Bootleg. And if you don't know Half Man, Half Biscuit, absolutely brilliant bit of sort of post-punky, very, very funny, very witty band. So that's them. Now a very red album. There we go, red all over. And this is Niels Frahm. And what's the album called? Something boring. Yes, Encores 3. And yeah, so Niels Frahm is composer, keyboardist, and so he does a lot of sort of, modern classical stuff, some quite sort of ambient, sort of lovely stuff, and he's really great. If you like that sort of music, then you probably know Niels already. So there you are, Niels Frahm and Encores 3. Right, a band that definitely aren't sort of easy listening. They're really, really great fun, and I went to see them at the Brudenell a few weeks back, and it's the Fabulous Corettes, and this is their album. Here are the Corettes, and this is another husband and wife duo, and yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I've been walking. That's a good one. Go go go. Another great track on here, and yeah, they're really really brilliant live. Absolutely fantastic. I had a really great night at the Brudenell a few weeks back. So that's the Fabulous Corettes. Now this is a trio from Switzerland, and they're called Alice, and this album is called Oiseau Magnifique, Magnificent Bird, and there's some nice pictures of them on the back. They're an all-female trio, and it's a mother and daughter and another person. And it's very nice, sort of you know, poppy, yeah, just sort of pop music, really, I suppose. And they write their own stuff, and it's quite minimalist. It's quite stripped back, which I really like. That they concentrate very much on the voices, and that's what I like. So that's a band called Alice, and was Magnifique. And finally, an album with a red spine, and this is Flavia Koala, and she is from Rio. She's from Brazil, and this is sort of lovely, Brazilian sort of pop music, really. And I was brought onto this album by Headley, another fat bearded man talking about music. So Headley showed it, and I said, "Oh, that looks really good." And then he told me I could pick up a copy on Amazon for around about a tenner. I think it's like £10 or £11. It's a really really lovely album. So that's it. So that's the red bit. Now, when I was a kid, I can remember that every time I went with my mum and we visited my grandma, she'd always like to say sort of who's dead. So her favourite question to my mum when she'd come through the door was, "You never guess who's dead." And she'd do this all the time, and she took a real interest in people that she knew who had recently passed away. It was almost like a hobby. You sort of explore the obituary columns of the local newspaper, and then you tell everybody that, "Oh, guess who's dead?" And you have to make a few guesses, and then say, "No, it's so and so." Oh dear, that's terrible. But I'm not really interested in whether people are dead or alive. Particularly in terms of music, I don't think it really matters. Whether an artist has passed on or not. The music on the album is still the same, isn't it? And quite honestly, there are artists that I have in my collection who probably passed away many years ago, and there's others who I probably think have passed away uh, that haven't. So I don't really know. So I thought, well, rather than sort of like try and find out, sort of like you know who is dead and who isn't. Because the idea that what Martin wanted us to do for the second part was to show albums where at least one of the artists features on the album had passed away. And quite frankly, I couldn't really do that, and I think it sort of really also makes you gravitate towards the same old stuff that people show time and time again on the VC. So I've decided that you can do this yourself. So here are the albums again. So if you want to Google all these people, all these albums, right, and then you can find, if you're really interested, you can find out for yourself sort of whether there's somebody on one of these albums who has passed away, and it's quite a quite a good way to spend an afternoon, I suppose, if you like that sort of thing. And there you go. So as I say, I've got no idea. There might not be any deceased people on any of these albums, or there might be absolutely loads. But the main thing, the only thing that I think is important about doing the thread is to support Martin. And I was really gratified that so many people seem to have responded to this thread already, and his subs are finally growing. So well done, mate. If you don't know Martin's channel by now, I'll put the link in the description. Obviously, go over there, have a watch of his videos, and give him a sub, and he'll be very pleased. So that's that. So until next time, I'll see you. Bye bye.